Alright, welcome everybody to Spider-Man 2000. And before anybody asks, I like to say I'm not in a closet, but just with the way that everything's set up at where I live, it's like basically a closet. So, before we get started, do we know what the winner was for the costume bid war? Taco? Coco? I don't know. Classic Spidey? Alright. So, Classic Spider-Man was the winner. And you guys... no. You guys are boring, because this is Classic Spider-Man.
Sorry about that, my friend. I was getting you in chat, but Classic Spidey.
Alright. So, these are just a preview of the costume that you guys missed. Wait. Alright. I'm ready to go whenever you guys are. We ready to go?
All right, when you're ready, give me a countdown, and I'll be able to count you down.
All right.
Get you on the timer.
All right.
One of the two.
All right. Sounds good. All right. So the run will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So, Classic Spider-Man, well, Spider-Man 2000, sorry, 90% easy. For any of you guys who have seen me run this game before, I ran Kid Mode. And one of the differences between Kid Mode and 90% easy is 90% easy has a little bit more complicated movement to it as compared to Kid Mode, as well as there are more skippable cutscenes. So, one thing I'm going to quickly explain what you've been seeing me do is when I'm going to do my 2 swings, I will push the my X button, which cancels my swings. And the reason why I do that is when I cancel my swing before I go into my second one, I actually build more momentum than if I were to just use the regular 2 swing. But since I used my target, the webbing, my target swing, I didn't want to cancel, otherwise I would have had to deal with a lot more wall crawling.
That's the last one. Hope these hostages are still alright.
So those were the first 2 levels. I mean, I've never had a run where I've reset on them unless I've died. So they're not really that, like, challenging. But now we're going to get into a new trick that I didn't showcase at Midwest Speed Fest, and I already failed it. So basically what I'm doing is I'm jumping into the corner and going out of bounds. Now, I failed the jump there, so I like tricked the game. So now if we look, we see the game's kind of in this weird glitch state, and I actually have to route out how I'm going to move out of bounds very carefully. Since 2 hostages were freed in that instance, I'm now able to continue on, in which I totally just reset the game. Basically, I reset the state soft locking. It's very easy to soft lock this trick, so that's where
Well, I hope they don't mind if I make a quick deposit.
you can get some issue with the trick, but it's a simple enough trick, other than as long as I just like did. But here I got it.
My compass can show me the way to the next floor. Gotta get there quick. Well, going down.
3rd try. If I were to have failed the trick in the run, in an actual run, I would have reset. But since I actually got it, I can take 3rd try. So
Mind if I drop
now
in?
we're on the next sort of small trick that actually, again, saves about a minute. It's just a simple tricking the collision detection of the game in order to
Yeah, that's right.
tricking the moment.
Taken care
We
of.
trick the
What
collision
can I do about the
detection,
bomb?
allowing us to let's do score. So this level is called Stop the Bomb. This is a bomb. How do we deal with a bomb? You pick it up and you throw it, apparently. So one thing that I really like about this game is I originally actually picked up this game just sort of like a kind of, not necessarily like I was going to take it seriously as a run, but the more that I messed with it and the more I learned it, the more I really appreciated just like the fast-paced portions of the run and how there's only like one sort of like section of down. It's you're constantly moving, constantly having to adjust how you play, and there's a lot of strong technical movement in the run, and that is why I still keep coming back to it. And I think it's a great marathon run as I get to demonstrate all the cool movement. Now, one thing that you did see there for like a little bit is I skipped one of the buildings. What I want to do when I'm web swinging is I actually want to reduce the amount of wall crawling that I have to do. And so one thing that I will be doing is just skipping buildings that I'm swinging to by canceling my swings. So now we're getting into the first boss fight, which is Scorpion. He is trying to kill J. Jonah Jameson, which I have a little bit of an Easter egg for you guys. I put in a cheat to make him look like one of the game devs. I don't totally remember what the name is. Shoot. Okay, that's fine. That's just bad RNG. So what I was doing there is I'm using my web gloves and I'm doing a combo where I'm kicking twice and then punching. That combo does the most damage, and if I actually were to do it fast enough, I can actually skip that whole cutscene during the fight. But I had that little bit of bad luck in RNG where I like sort of fell when I did my jump kick, and so that ended up having me lose. But we can make it work. So this section is a police chopper chase. There's going to be a lot of really cool swing chains and stuff that I'm going to be demonstrating. But for a good majority of this, it's not necessarily a lot that I really have to talk about. So you guys can just enjoy the insane movement that I'm going to attempt to bring to this. But we'll see what happens. During this time as well, if there are any donations or announcements, feel free to go ahead and read them off. I'll just...
You're my negative on shot. Got him in my sights. Stop now, Spidey.
That level,
Hello?
kind of quick.
Isn't my style.
Explain a little bit about that level. That level is interesting because you actually have to you actually like being able to zip up at that certain time. I actually didn't know was a thing until a couple months ago. But like, it allows you to be able to go through that level in a matter of or something like that.
Nowhere to go but up.
So this level is got another neat trick. It's got a cutscene skip in it, which is kind of technical. I'm gonna have to explain how it works. Do it.
How tall is this thing? Looks like that crate's the only way out.
So right there, the cutscene trigger, if you look as like my screen went into sort of like the widescreen mode, that was me entering the cutscene trigger, and if I were to do that in the swinging animation, there would be this really long cutscene that would play of me trying to get onto that crate. And, so because it's like me, I go up on the crate, kind of stand there, and then the chopper blows up the cable on the crate and we fall. And so, but if we fall into the trigger, which so I got a little bit of wall crawling here, but if I were to have let that play out, that would have been a lot of time lost. Just having to sit and watch it. But now through that cutscene skip, we're able to make it work and skip that, thus going through the game faster. Now we're getting into the next boss fight, which is Rhino. He requires the same kind of technique as Scorpion, but it's a little bit more technical in that I need to use that little bit of like trap web that I'm using is very much on purpose. That I kind of messed up there, but I made it at the end. But the trap webbing that I was using there was very much on purpose because he attacks like super frequently. As you can tell, when I use my punch combination attack, he would attack almost immediately afterwards, and so I needed to make sure that
move it, Spidey, move it.
I needed to make sure that I was jumping immediately after finishing that punch.
Gotta keep moving.
So there are going to be some instances where you're going to notice that I'm not going to cancel my
Use the Spidey armor much
and the reasoning for that is because
quit slacking, boy.
Is if I do, then my animation, then my momentum will drop a little bit, thus causing me to go into
Oh my goodness!
having me to lose a couple of seconds to have to climb up. Now, I grabbed the Spidey armor here. That basically gives me another layer of health, and I wanted that on purpose for a specific level that's going to be coming up here in a bit.
Ow! Head! Oh, toe, ow!
And the reason why I ran from the one corner of the building, then back to the other corner, and then to that one area to start this cutscene, is because I actually have to be catching Venom, but I got so far ahead of him that I was able to go to where he is supposed to be before he actually gets there.
Can't lose him.
And actually, if I end up getting here before Venom, I actually have to wait for him to catch up before this cutscene actually plays in the way. So that section right there, well, no, not actually, just kidding. Never mind. Not important. I'm getting ahead of myself, thinking back to my kid mode.
Come to Papa.
So this is a Venom fight. Same kind of combo. It's easier than the Scorpion fight, but there is a little bit of RNG as to where Venom is gonna spawn. Which we got a little bit trolled with the RNG on the second spawn, but it worked out pretty well. Get a cycle. 3 cycle is about the best. We just lost a little bit of time having to wait.
You can run, Venom, but you can't hide. Those things.
So now this is apparently a sewer.
Across the cavern is leading to those pipes.
This is just casual. I don't know about you guys, but I didn't know about some big gaping cavern that was underneath New York City. Correct me if I'm wrong, but
I'm sorry, guys. Am I late for the party? Open this door!
Who is it?
actually kind of right now. So this level right here that we're just entering is the last section of complicated swinging until the very last level. And the reasoning for that is coming up right here. Land on this pipe, and in kid mode you don't have to do this section. They sort of simplified it, but since we are in any percent easy, we are going to have to be section, which normally you would have to pipe, but we are able to make it work where we don't have to do that. Oh jeez. We're just able to jump past these. Now the reason why I'm able to jump here and not hit the wall is for some odd reason you can't wall crawl on that wall. I don't know why, but the game doesn't let you. So now we're in the subway. This level is going to be about 3 minutes of downtime. This is actually the level why, the reason why I picked up the Spidey armor. Hopefully I'm setting it up right, but I don't think I did. I didn't, so we're just gonna...
I'm already at full health.
But normally, if you got it to work, you could literally just have it sit. If not, we can just sit here and jump and avoiding their hits for about a solid 3 minutes. Or I'll get smacked. But I picked up the Spidey armor specifically so that way I had that extra layer of health to be able to use and not take actual damage slash endanger health. So we're got a lot of downtime for a couple of minutes. So if you guys want to read any off any donations or announcements, you guys are more than welcome.
How many of them are there?
Mary Jane's at the next stop, Spotty.
Alright, just a reminder that we still have the bid wars going on for the Soul Calibur 3 Dancer name, and also the Sword Masters 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those are all custom costumes based on the name, so if you are interested in those, please send me your donation to that. Also, just let you know, we are less than $70 away now from reaching our $400 milestone run. Star Fox 64 score attack race with Arctic and Racket Knight, so that should be a lot of fun. And also we do have donation centers for Mario Kart Wii tomorrow as well. So definitely looking forward to some more action tomorrow as we get into the final day of this spectacular action.
While Toko was talking, you were able to see I was able to get it set up where I could just stand here. I did take a couple of hits, but it's fine. I didn't die, and that's the important part. Dying and on that split would, like, at the point where I'm at as a runner in the game, that dying...
Where am I now?
At that point, the run is dead. Okay. Not the good here, but it's... So here we've got another clip, just like in Stop the Bomb. I wasn't able to get the best way to do it, which is called swag swing. Basically, while you're swinging over there, you're able to get the clip, but it is a super precise angle and is basically random at that point. But as you saw there, I was able to clip through it pretty well, thus ending the level. Now we're getting into hidden switches. This is another just pretty basic clip that you do. In kid mode, they actually have that. Oh. Ooh.
I'm already at full health.
But in kid mode, that river that you guys saw. They'll get through. Second try is not bad. But in kid mode, that river that you saw is actually gone, and we can just walk straight through to the level. But in any percent easy, that's not the case. But they basically made it that way anyways by adding in the clip.
Looks like I better time this right.
So this level is tunnel crawl. As you can see, I'm crawling through a tunnel.
Move it, Spidey, move it!
I have just basically just one cycle where we're gonna have to sit for like 8 seconds, not even, while the water rises. But as you see that line there, that basically tells me where the water is gonna rise up to. I'm waiting here specifically because the water, I don't have enough time to make it before the water comes up. And thus, swooping me and making me die. And we don't want to die.
Coming through.
We're just gonna jump down here. There's one more switch we need to get for the end of this level. Right there, it opens up the gate. We're able to just... or the game.
Where are you?
This next level, Venom switches, Venom's puzzle, has a certain, not really trick to it, but I sort of do this odd tactic where I line the first web up here, where I get that, and then here I want to shoot an impact web or a web ball, so that way I can go up there by the cutscene plays, and thus up here.
Come back here!
And now I'm out of the level there.
My Mary Jane.
So this level is the Lizard's Maze, and there is like a super tricky out of bounds flip that lets you skip this level, but I currently do not have the skill to be able to execute it. So I'm not going to do that because I don't find it very marathon safe. But it's fine because this level is still pretty short. I just got to be moving across this to be able to just make sure those things that smack you, I can get hit by those once. If I get hit again, I die. And so I want to make sure that I'm able to hit the cycles as best as I can, which no matter what, you're either unless you don't
You're on fire, baby.
think about it like all. So, like, I didn't really do anything. I was able to still hit the cycles pretty well.
Oh, you're hot, baby.
Now, there was once in a run where I went in that little grating there, and that actually made me die and killed the run, which was, like, really sad. So now we're getting into the most frustrating fight in the entire run, and the reason for that is because it is the most it's either you get good RNG and you get it in less than a minute, or you get really bad RNG and you do it in almost.
Spidey, where are you?
There, I didn't get the greatest RNG, but I still was able to get the 3 cycle. I lost a little bit of time just having to chase Venom around. That kind of thing just happens.
Here it is.
But that fight could have gone so much worse, and so I'm not gonna be upset.
I bet that controls the air.
So we're getting closer to actually the end game aspect of the run.
I've never seen the place this empty.
I call this kind of like beginning of the end game or end of the mid game.
Oh, yeah.
Mid game is sort of all specified with Venom,
Break me free.
and then everything before Venom I consider early game. Anything after Venom is
These symbiotes
game.
are everywhere. They seem to be coming from the basement.
So now we're going to get into elevator skip. This is one of the most difficult tricks. This is a really tough trick,
There are 2
and
things symbiotes hate. It's
so I'm
Zojalyx and
gonna
fire.
explain
None
it
fresh out of
after
both.
I get it.
Guess I'll have to do it the
After.
old-fashioned.
A lot of things properly. And I didn't get it. So
If there are 2 things
You're
symbiotes
better
hate,
off
it's
when
Zojalyx
running
and
this
fire.
game.
And I'm fresh out of both. Guess I'll have to do it the
to
old-fashioned.
just try and attempt it again, rather than waiting for the L to go down. Lot of. I was able to get it second try.
Here I go. The more there are.
Second try is not bad, but I did lose probably about solid 30-ish seconds. But basically what I did is, it's kind of the same thing for Stop the Bomb and Sewer Cavern Clip. Mastered the collision detection, but it's a lot more of a precise goal.
Just one more.
For this next generator, I have to destroy pretty fast because
last one. Bet
Or
there are more downstairs.
if I just make it work right, I don't even figure that the paper roll tries to kill me. So here I'm mashing my R2 just so that way I was able to swing the moment I entered the level. Doing that saves me about a second.
It's not the heat, it's the humidity.
Whoa, hello.
Whoa, where'd he come from? I'm already at full health. Web attacks start cutting it.
So there normally is a cutscene skip that I could get there, but because I dropped way too early, I wasn't able to skip this cutscene.
Don't make me come after you.
But normally if I'm standing at the edge of that room and I destroy that
And the one who stole the technology.
generator and then I quickly jump over, I'm able to jump into the cutscene trigger before the cutscene is actually triggered, and then I don't have to worry about a cutscene. So now we're at the Mysterio fight. I honestly, this is my least favorite fight. There's a lot that makes no... Whoa, that was a lot of emulator. But there's a lot that just doesn't make sense in this fight for things that happen, in which I can't see. Well, shoot. Okay. We got through the fight, which is fine.
Right now you're thinking.
So now we're on the hardest trick in the game, which is the waterfront warehouse out of bounds. I'm only going to give this one attempt just because it's super tough and it requires a lot of precision. A whole bunch of it out, but basically we're going to clip out of bounds here, and we didn't get it. I would have known, so that was a little bit upsetting, but it's fine. Basically, I try and hit the loading zone for the next level through that out of bounds. Like I said, it's a super tough trick. So, it's not a run killer. That's one of the things I also really like about this game is if you soft lock, it's not like it's total run killers. There are more than enough. The only thing that is a struggle is if the game just crashes.
More generators. They'll have to go. A little more oomph. The generators. Time to get to the bottom of this. Ventilation shaft.
I wasn't able to get that out of bounds.
Big down there.
Where it can...
I like the concrete, the dripping water, very nice. Spider sense tingling. Looks like this is it. Geronimo! Woo! How far down are we?
So now we are very much on the end game. We've only got 2 normal levels left. And then we get into our last boss fight. You guys are probably wondering, because there's a lot of swinging that has to happen. There's a lot of web use between here and the end of it. And we definitely use more web cartridges than what we got. But fortunately, we don't use the bulk of it until after we get to a spot where we can get a bunch more web cartridges and be able to. Here we're gonna get another one. Now we have 4, but we practically still 3. Oh.
We have a winner.
Now we're just back down. So here, this is stopping the fog. Basically, I just gotta hit these switches.
But not enough pressure.
I do that. Okay, Spider-Man.
Almost. He's ready to blow.
Actually, I think that was the fastest I have ever done that level. Like, that's the end of the level.
Yes, that does it.
Thanks, Spider. Whatever you did, it worked.
Hey, what else is a Spider-Man for? You go and get some help, Cat. I'll find out who's behind all this.
So now all we have left are 3 boss fights. And they are Doc Ock, Carnage, and Monster Ock. Well, you have 2 boss fights and then a boss chase. Which I'll explain more when we get to it. But here's a Doc Ock fight. This fight will either go really, really well or really, really poorly. But since I recently came back to any percent easy after this run had gotten accepted, I have not had a single good Doc Ock fight.
Still need to draw more power.
So there's going to be that. Yes.
It's working. One more should do it.
So like here, web cartridges are going to be spawning, which is super nice because we're super low on webs.
Uh-oh. Looks like his shield is regenerated.
Take a little bit of damage here, which sometimes the shield will spawn. He will get stuck in. That's bad, alright. That's a Doc Ock fight. It didn't go too horrible, but didn't go too well either. So we've got about 3-ish minutes left in the room. Oh, come on.
Partner's gone.
No. So this kind of is right. But what I want to do is I want to push Carnage into the bubble, and then I will hold him in the bubble with my web ball. Which, he doesn't seem like he's in the bubble right now, but he will be taking his continual damage. And this is why I wanted to build up the amount of webs. Because then, like I said, you know, we used up about 4 cartridges. I'm not. So I'm just looking at where I'm at in time-wise. I will not, unfortunately, be able to PB unless this goes. Wasn't expecting to PB with the way things were going. So we're on the last level of the game. So time will be coming up within a couple of minutes. But basically, Monster Rock is coming, and we got to freaking play. And the reason why this has become now the most, well, this isn't the most, but I've been sort of slowly working on just different ways to optimize swinging and zipping across. Oop, that's not. But I basically just get through the level at this level is nice because it literally you have to go fast, otherwise you fail. So I'm just gonna take like this time to do some shout outs. Thank you guys so much for letting me come in and do this marathon. Thank you to Distant Star Cares. I love being able to just get involved and do some good work for something that I love so much. And just to be able to help out, and for some reason the Twitch alerts were on, but I had to go off. But, just to be able to do something good for people makes me happy. And so, whoa! Okay. This has never happened before. This is the biggest camera glitch I've ever seen this game do. I've never seen this. So now I used to have this route memorized. But now the route's changed. Whoa! Okay, it's fixed. Oh, it's not. It's not fixed. It's not fixed! And there goes the audio. What the heck is happening? What has happened?
On the home stretch, baby.
Okay. I can't.
Almost got it.
Alright, time's coming up here soon. Time. I don't really know where I was at in talking because that camera thing, that's never happened before to me, so. And audio sound very weird.
Perfect end to a perfect day.
4114. That's not bad. My PV is a 3944. Actually just recently got that preparing for this marathon, so that's really cool. But 4114 is not bad. I'm actually really happy with that time. I like the palindrome of my run, so that's really cool. But anyways, just some quick shout-outs that I want to do. Shout-outs to an org that I'm partnered with. They're Disconnect. Just want to say they've been huge supporters of my stream. I'm a very small streamer, just recently got affiliate, but they've been just supporting me throughout everything, helping me, pushing me to be able to continue to be the streamer that I am, speedrunner that I am, so huge thank you to them. And as always, thank you to Distant Star Cares for allowing me to be able to showcase this awesome speed game. If you guys want to know more information about how to speedrun it, there is a Discord. Just go ahead and hit me up. I will be hanging around the marathon all day tomorrow, hosting, as well as I have one more run tomorrow. So you guys should check that out. So anyways, that is it for me. And again, thank you guys so much for letting me run, and I will see you guys around.
Hold on. Time out. All of you guys were working together, and you still